I'm Bridget Conley. I'm Research Director at the World Peace Foundation and an Associate Research Professor at the Fletcher School. So in this video, I'm going to invite you to join me on a new course that I'll be teaching in the spring called Contemporary Critical Theory on International Issues. The course is going to be taught hybrid. That means for some of you, those who are here and are able to make it, we'll be meeting in the classroom once a week. Okay. But the course is open to people who cannot be here on campus. So if that includes you, just know that you're still a part of this invitation to join us, and we'll be having you Zoom into the classroom. I'm pulling together a number of texts from traditions that could be described as postmodern, post-structuralist, post-Marxist, and feminist, or postcolonial. The ones that we'll be looking at share a critique of the categories and ideas that we deploy to make sense of the world. And what they share is the idea that our concepts need to be historically situated and also situated within power relations. So let me be a little more specific, because I know that's kind of big and vague. The course will be divided into 5 two-week modules. First week will be a deep dive on one thinker's work, or in one case, a conversation between theorists. What we're hoping to achieve with that is several things. First of all, to gain a sense of what the theorist key ideas and strategies are, so how they build an argument and what they think is important to take on in advancing an argument. But we will also gain greater fluidity in dealing with difficult conceptual text. And then in the second week of each of these modules, we'll adapt that, we'll start to apply those skills to moving beyond one theorist work into a larger network of ideas, including ones that get much closer to the kinds of policy issues that you would study more traditionally across your courses at Fletcher. So let me pin this down a little bit more so you can understand what that might mean. Of the thinkers that we'll be looking at, one is Anna Singh, who's an anthropologist who has done a lot of work looking at what she would call ruins. That is, looking at how do we extract meaning, networks, create communities around an earth that is in extreme peril through global climate change. So this structure of going a deep dive on the theorist and then branching out in the second week will continue throughout the modules, which include a study of Akili Mbembe on the postcolonial, Judith Butler looking at the body and how bodies are defined within gender and other frames that make them politically relevant or irrelevant. We'll look at violence through the work of Michel Foucault. And then we'll also look at the refugee as a figure through which to challenge human rights paradigms. There we'll be looking at work of Hannah Arendt, Giorgio Agamben, and also taking a look at Jason de Leon's work on the US-Mexico border. And I think the key thing to imagine critical theory doing is to imagine it as creative thinking, right? Can we be creative with concepts? Can we explore the ins and outs of how they were created, how the paradigms that we have to understand the world carry with them history, unequal power relations, misdiagnoses and assumptions, and understanding that, how does that empower us to think differently and to challenge our concepts?